Okay, so at this point, it's customary for there to be some words said about the nifter. So, Ariel.
Mar says on the union of Hesped that it's a very serious thing. Specifically by a Chacham called Matzeiva, by a spiritual Chacham. The Gemara says different nuschos, different expressions of the severity, and just thinking about it, what's the reason for such admonition, such concern? And I was thinking that the goal is not only to say the right things about the person, but for those who are there, for those who remember, for their takeaway, what they should remember from the person, the lessons they should learn from the person. And as the family came together, my siblings and I and our mother, to put together the nusach on the Matzeiva, we talked about many different things to try to go and properly encapsulate the person who our father was. So I'd like to just to go through the lines here and just to expound very, very briefly on some of that. We all know that our father had tremendous covet for people. He just respected people, and people, not just his friends that he knew or his family, anyone he came across, whether it was in his workplace or even as mundane as people he met while shopping in a store or walking in Wheaton Plaza as he did. He was just a respectful person to people. Any kind word that he could give to someone to brighten up somebody's day, he didn't hesitate from doing so. For Rabbanim, his respect for Talmidei Chachamim, for the Rabbanim, for the Rav of the Shul, the Rabbanim of the Shul, other Rabbanim in the community, the Rabbeim of his children, was exceptional. Even if he had his own ideas about what something should be or shouldn't be regarding the chinuch of his children or anything else, he was mavatal his das. He always accepted the word of hadracha from Rabbanim and Rabbeim. He was nice of all chaveroi. He carried the burden of others. Any way he could help somebody, whether it was with his words, with his time, he was always carrying burdens of others. The house was always open. The house was available. The Hakamas, as everyone here knows, as many people have told us over the years, and then during the Shiva and since then, that their first time in Silver Spring, their first Shabbos in White Oak, was a Suda at the Sadwins. And that open invitation to so many people was a standard. There's a few Shabbos that I can remember from my childhood, and then every time we came back, and just talking to my parents before, after Shabbos, the Hakamas was legendary. His love for White Oak, his love for the Shul, for Southeast Hebrew congregation, was incredible. It was like his fifth child, we always said. Whether it was with his own involvement, his physical involvement, the years of building the Shul, before he was president, during the presidency, after the presidency, tremendous Mesiras Nefesh. He was not a man of many words. He was a person who said what he had to say. It wasn't that he didn't have to say, but he said it only when he felt it would be necessary, if his words would have impact. There was no end to the efforts that he put forth and the accomplishments that he had for people, for the Kehila. And he always was running away from kavod. I remember soon after he had a heart attack in 1999, a few months after my wedding. It was around the time that there had been conversations that Rabbi Charner had approached my parents about being honored at the Torah school dinner, and my father abhorred kavod. And after he was sitting in the hospital, Motzei Shabbos, and he said, "No, at least the Torah school won't bother me now about being honored." As I mentioned before, they were mabatel their das to the Rabbanim and the Rabbeim, and the hadracha that they solicited from the Rabbanim and the Rabbeim was what guided our family, their growth in Torah and Yerushalayim as well as ours. my father's policy was that whenever he was getting an aliyah or there was a pledge card in shul, he would always fold down a tab or tell the gabbai an amount and then give significantly more. That was his thing. Everything he did was yashus, straight as an arrow. There was no shtick, no deviation from anything, especially when it came to finances. Everything was what's in front of us, and what has to be said is said the way it should be said. The yashrus. His growth in tefillah over the years was remarkable. Sitting next to him for all the years as a child, every single word was said carefully, slowly. Every time there was a new sefer that came out or a new siddur that came out with a more clear translation, he would buy it, and that would become his siddur. His diktuk b'halacha was something of great chashivas to him. All the years, learning new things that he wasn't aware of, things that were never emphasized, new things that came to him, he would adapt. Even if it meant changing a mahalach that he had. It was mentioned by the Shloshim that folding his talis, he used to fold his talis after davening, until somebody mentioned in a shiur one time that maybe there was an Indian not to do so, fold it on the original folds, wait till Shabbos, and right away his practice of 40 years, or 30-something years, he changed. Halacha was something that our entire family embraced as a group. After his cancer went into remission, we decided as a family to take on a limud, learn every Sunday night a halacha together. We take one of the art scroll Sifrei Halacha. We went through sefer after sefer, and Baruch Hashem, even in his absence, we do it now. His diktuk in halacha was remarkable. As I mentioned earlier, being the car of people, showing an example to people how a Pashut lives. You don't have to be a Rav or a Talmud Chacham to make an impact on people. Even someone like him, a simple person, did not spend years in yeshiva, but had a pashtus and an understanding of what was right, and how to act, and how to live as a frum Erlich Yid. And he'd show people, and he'd do chesed with people, and his friendly countenance, whenever he'd engage with someone, the Hasbaras Panim, the Sefer Panim Yachas, with how he was always makabel people. Obviously, the people who are here today are being most efforts to come out in this great heat. But this is our extended family. All of you here who are coming, our extended family, who loved our father, who our father loved, who would do anything for our father, and who our father would do anything for. Obviously, the continuation in the last year has been shown to our mother, Zol Gesundsein. And we ask you, Abba, to be a good to better, a Melitz Yosher, for this community, for the growth and the ruchnius of White Oak. The community should grow under the leadership of Rabbi Pullman, and should steig the same way it did through all the years with your involvement. It should be Melitz Yosher for Ima. She should be gesund. It should be stark as the crown of our family, guiding us with Matzeiva and her life's experiences, as she did together with you for 50 years. She should be gesund, and she could be able to continue her Ma'aseh Chesed in inspiring people and being there for others as she always has been. Be a Melitz Yosher for your children, your children-in-law, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren. We should be gesund. And we should have all that we need to grow and and to succeed and to bring nachas to your neshama. And put in a better word for all of Klal Yisrael. Ask the Eibishter to be merachim on all of us, to bring the Geula Shlema, b'mheira b'yameinu amen.
Amen.
The Inyan of Hakamas Matzeiva is to have some sort of physical, lasting legacy that, you hear the words really say it all, but much more powerful than the words on a Matzeiva are what a person leaves behind as far as family, children, impact, and it goes without saying that as we heard about the different things that Nachum Yitzchak and Moshe Yehuda Leib accomplished in his life, that those accomplishments are mamshach, and they continue in the children and in the grandchildren, and the Ezras Hashem, they should continue to continue on and on through the Doros, and its impact in the community certainly is still tremendously felt. The lessons learned from him are an eternal, everlasting, ever-growing Matzeiva to who he was.